Time for another episode of Local Roots. Hi, I'm Todd Studer. If you didn't see the episode of Morning Coffee this morning, I talked about it, and I'll talk about it here too. The Small Business Saturday is this Saturday, and we are going to be out and about bringing you live updates on Facebook throughout the day. So I'm planning on going to many different communities, stopping into some of the small businesses and finding out what's happening, how things are going. Small Business Saturday is such an important day, and it looks like maybe we're going to be getting a little weather on Black Friday in our area. The last time I looked at my phone, it said 3 to 4 inches of snow, but we're still a few days out, so all of that can obviously change. Saturday so far looked like the snow was supposed to end overnight ahead of time, so hopefully all the roads will be cleared, and we will have a wonderful launch to the Christmas shopping season. And wouldn't that be fun to do with a little snow on the ground? So I'm looking forward to seeing you out and about, and I'll be watching on Facebook for those live updates. Last Friday, there was an event held in Treynor, and we got an update on a big housing project and a lot of things going on there in Treynor. Vision Treynor has been key and instrumental in this, and it was Travis Castle, who is the chair of Vision Treynor, and he gave an update and a report about where everything is at. And I thought, you know what? Why don't we just record his speech and bring it to you here on the show so you can see the exciting things that are happening in the community of Treynor? So that is going to be our show today on Local Roots. Families and cemeteries across the region turn to a Solid Ground Monument Company for skilled restoration that protects every story that's etched in stone. They're scheduling springtime services right now. The company provides monument repair, gentle cleaning, full reconstruction, and complete cemetery restoration. For families needing a new memorial, Solid Ground Monument Company comes to you in your time of need to design a tribute that truly honors your loved one. This is Southwest Iowa's trusted cemetery restoration and monument service. Solid Ground Monument Company, preserving legacies with care and craftsmanship. HR Helix, delivering fractional HR leadership and strategic people solutions for professional firms across our region, including Southwest Iowa. This organization was founded by Amy Luckenbill, and HR Helix helps growing organizations that have outgrown that do-it-yourself HR, but you're not ready yet for a full-time HR executive. Here is the stopgap that can come in and be able to provide you with these services, from compliance and culture to performance and structure. HR Helix turns complex HR challenges into clear, confident action, and their approach is simple: old school smart, next gen savvy. If your business is ready for better systems, stronger teams, and leadership support that fits, visit hrhelix.com. Structure, strategy, support. As I mentioned, last Friday in Treynor, Travis Castle gave an update on the latest on the developments going on in Treynor from Vision Treynor. That's a lot of trainers, but I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and bring you that presentation now.
My name is Travis Castle. I've lived in Treynor since 2006, and my wife teaches school. Her name is Lori, and she teaches 6th grade here and has been in the school district since then as well. 3 kids graduated from here, from Treynor High School. My oldest son now lives in Gretna. My other son lives in Omaha, and my daughter is a Creighton student who's actually taking a test right now. So say a quick prayer for her if you would. I'm here today to talk about the Vision Treynor Group and who we are and what we're doing, and a little bit of the evolution about where we're heading and what we've done in the past, to give you a little bit of a bird's eye view about the things that have been going on behind the scenes with us since 2010. And one of the things that when I'm preparing a presentation like this, and my board and I have talked about this a lot, I'm always a little squeamish, because when you talk about what you do and talk about the development that you're trying to invoke into the community, you have to be very sensitive to who has come before you. Treynor was established in 1904, and what the Vision Treynor Group has been doing for the last 15 years is simply one page of an amazing novel that has been put into place by the citizens of Treynor. From the city council from the mayor, as Mike so eloquently talked about with Alan, from the council and all that they do, from all of the people that have done things in this community. I mean, the building that we're sitting in right now, there's a number of people in this room that could hearken back to the efforts that a group of people made to make this building what it is today. And so when I talk about what the Vision Treynor Group, who we are and what we've done and where we're headed, it is with such great respect to the people who have done so much before us and the people who will do so much after us. And so we're really excited about what we're doing, but we're also very appreciative and very honored to even be able to partake in some of the development of this community that's been so that's thrived so much over the years. So here's a little bit about us. We are a nonprofit organization, and actually from our roots in 2010, we had a group of citizens come to this location. It was actually in the other room right there in the corner. A fall Saturday morning, we all met there. And if you have to understand where we were at the time in the community, that was in 2010. In the prior 5 years to that, our grocery store had closed, our swimming pool had closed, and our Little League fields were dilapidated in such a way that none of our kids could play home baseball or softball games in town. And so a group of citizens got together in the corner of this facility. Actually, if you go back to the first one, that's fine. We got in the room in this facility, and we sat there and we started brainstorming, and we started asking ourselves, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? And one of the people in that room had remembered a conversation that they had heard from, there was a representative. This person was at a meeting in the late 90s with an Iowa Department of Economic Development person, priorly named your organization. And this person asked the question, they said, hey, excuse me, ma'am, but of all the small communities that do it really well, good development, good infrastructure, good trending properly, what one thing do they do well? And this person said, what they all have in common is that they have one organization that's in charge of development that's not the city. Now, if you kind of paused a little bit, this person said they paused a little bit and they said, and then the IDED rep continued with that, and she said, it's not the city because the city can't handle it, but usually in small cities you have capacity issues, and you need somebody if you're going to do a long-term transformational project, cities will have to do a lot of the small things, and in the process of that, there will be elections and there will be distractions, and if you do long-term transformational projects, you need an organization that is not beholden to any of those types of things. And so when we talked about that and we applied that statement in creating an organization that could work alongside the city and help promote transformational growth, that was the beginning of the Vision Treynor Group and how we decided to go ahead and develop ourselves. And if you go to the next slide, we at that meeting then therefore decided to create who we are. Okay, we were a very intentional group, and that group put this mission statement together, and this mission statement was put together in 2010. And it's the Vision Treynor Group serves as a nonprofit organization that facilitates the success of public and private projects which benefit the economic and social climate of Treynor and the rural Potawatomi County, making the region a better place to live, work, and raise a family. And that was our mission statement. And if you look at some of the things that this group has accomplished in the last 15 years, they've really done a good job with that public and private partnership to get to where we're at today and provide some transformational projects. The other thing that we did, and you can go on to the next one if you could, the other thing that we did was we decided, all right, if we're going to do something, let's do a survey. And let's figure out what people want. So we sent out 1,000 surveys around the region, and in good old Treynor fashion, we had 423 of them returned, which is an amazing return number on your survey. 423 surveys returned to us, and the people in the community and the surrounding area said they wanted 4 things. They wanted Little League fields, they wanted a swimming pool, they wanted walking trails, and they wanted a fitness center. And so our board then took that upon as our marching orders, and we said, let's try to figure out how to do this. And so we sat down, we looked at what we could do, and what we brought out of that is that we need to create an area. You know, a lot of communities build a district, right? And we wanted to create an area that promoted gathering. When you lose your swimming pool and you lose your Little League fields and you lose your grocery store, you lose a lot of gathering space in a small town. And so what we said is we wanted to find a way to create a gathering space in this community and put the amenities of that survey into that gathering space. And so our board was, like I mentioned, very intentional. We said if we could get a place, what are some criteria that we should put in place to create this type of environment and create this type of a facility? So we had 3 main points. We said we want to have good accessibility. We have a Autobahn highway that runs down through the middle of our town, right? And we have to follow the rules of the state, so we're a little restricted. But we wanted easy and safe access for children. We wanted easy and safe access for guests, and we wanted good traffic flow. We wanted a regional impact that provided residential and neighborhood development, relationship with surrounding cities, and we also wanted regional and economic impact. And then finally, we wanted to create a sense of place, develop as a regional gathering place, as I had mentioned before. We wanted a destination for rural Potawatomi County, and we wanted to have a multi-purpose and multi-generational facility that all people of all ages could use. And the importance behind this site selection criteria that we had really came down to the fact that we could have put this and made it much easier by putting this facility out on a cornfield somewhere between here and Council Bluffs. And we would have lost about 90% of those things. We wouldn't have been able to have kids being able to jump on their bikes and ride to the Little League field. We wouldn't have been able to have residential development come and develop around it. So the site selection criteria that was developed in 2012 and 2013 is really coming to fruition now because of a lot of hard work and things that people have done and put things in place from that standpoint. And so if you could go to the next one as well. We decided, all right, we're gonna build an area. Okay, we want to have a destination area. What are we going to build and where are we going to build it at? And what are we going to do for money? And so we had identified 63 acres in the heart of our community as the place to do it. But we didn't have any money. Okay, we live in a farming community. And the title of this slide is Planting Seeds. We all know how important harvest is. We all know how important farming is. And we all know how important that planting season is in the spring. We feel so grateful to the TS Bank for being our sower of seeds. They came to us at the time that we needed it, and it came to us with $500,000. We didn't have the land that we needed to build our project. They came to us with $500,000. That $500,000 allowed us to buy that 63 acres so that we could then start putting the pieces together for our project. And I'll never forget one thing Mick said that when he gave us that money, he said, do it right, do it once, and do it well. And so our board has taken a long time to get a lot of things done. But I believe that we've truly done what Mick said, is do it once, do it right, and do it well. And so that was great advice. And that $500,000 gift from the TS Bank was the seed planting that had to happen that really brought us all here today. So thank you, Mick and Judy, for that, and the TS Bank. Notice also on this slide that we raised $250,000. I'm going to talk about that. I want to point at third bullet, more importantly, that we were declined by the Iowa West Foundation for a grant. Obviously, Brenda wasn't there at the time, but very honestly, when I've had that picture has been in our coffers for plenty of years. But we also realized that if we're going to have community and regional partners, that we have to be ready. We have to be project ready. And when we applied for our first Iowa West Foundation grant, we were not project ready. We did not have our organization to the degree that it needed to be. We did not have our finances to the place where they needed to be. And so that was a great lesson that we learned. And that's why I have that bullet item on that screen, is because we realized that we weren't project ready. And by not being so, we didn't deserve the money. I'm going to show you in a little bit what that project readiness looks like. But this was the planting of the seeds, and the TS Bank were really huge partners of ours in getting us started so that we could have the land. Because as all of you know, living on the inner rim of Council Bluffs and the metro area, if you don't own the land, it's really difficult to do anything. So go ahead and go to the next slide, please. I really want to take just a pause for a second because I want to give credit where credit is due. 12 people met in that room in 2010, and there are 4 sole survivors, original sole survivors of that 12 people. And so what that means is that Norm Collins, Doug Waring, and Scott Relfs and myself have been meeting monthly, sometimes weekly, for the last 15 years, usually from 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning, and they have been doing yeoman's work every single month to try and figure out how to continue to push this forward. And I think it's really important that we recognize Scott and Norm and Doug for their efforts and all that they've done. If the TS Bank was the sower of the seeds, these guys are the nurturers of those seeds and do a great job with that. And so we're really proud of what they've done. Go ahead and go to the next one. So we had land, and we had soldiers ready to go. We had a concept that we made. This concept is what we thought the project could look like. This was back in 2012. We did a community fundraiser, as I mentioned on the other slide. And that community fundraiser, amazingly, I'm not saying this tongue in cheek, but amazingly, the community members gave us $250,000 to start putting towards this project. We ran an initial estimate in 2012, and what you see here was about $20 million. And so we had $250,000, which was just enough to do nothing. So what do you do when you have $250,000 and nothing else to do? Let's go to the next one. You build a fitness center. So in 2014, we decided to pivot. We were stuck, right? We were like, gosh, we've got this money. We took that $250,000 and we put it in the bank. And we said, we've got to get this figured out. At the same time, the fitness center that was in town was going out of town, so we went ahead and purchased the equipment from that. We went to our old grocery store, which was empty at the time. We leased that space. We took out a loan. We leveraged some of our land. We took out a loan. We remodeled the interior of the fitness center because that was one of the 4 check marks on our list from the community. And today we have 200 plus members from not just Treynor, but the surrounding communities that come and use Treynor Fit on a monthly basis. We have 200 paying members to Treynor Fit. And so that was just one pivot that we made in 2014 to about 2017. So we're super excited about that, and we're very grateful. Stephen and Ashley Burke are the managers for that. They're really unsung heroes. They do a great job of handling new memberships and keeping the place clean and doing a great job of putting money back into it. So it's a great facility. But then we got to 2017, and we thought, all right, we've got to be better stewards of the money that people gave to us in 2013. And so what we decided to do, to go back to a little bit of what Mick said, do it once, do it right, we said, let's carve our project down. Let's reduce the size of our project to what we called the middle third concept. And that middle third concept was we had to get people, because this was a very hilly cornfield is what was here. And the grading cost itself was just way more than what we had. So we took a bet on ourselves. We went to the bank. We borrowed $200,000, put that on top of $450,000, or put that on top of our $250,000 for $450,000. We built a gravel road. Thanks to the city, they allowed us to do a gravel path down to a gravel parking lot, and we had these 2 fields grass planted and irrigation system in place. We brought the water and some of the infrastructure down. Now we could at least get people to the complex to see what we had and what our vision was. And so at this time, we felt that it was really important to start bringing in some of our regional regional partners. So at this time, once we had put money and investment into the facility, we went to the Iowa West Foundation. We put in a grant for a project of about $512,000. We received 34%, which was a very generous gift to the Vision Treynor Group. That 34% equaled about $175,000 towards the 512, and we started putting other pieces together to make this facility happen. With the Iowa West Foundation and the Community Foundation for Western Iowa, and Donna and her crew, we were able to then not just have green space, we actually were able to build the fields. So we built the fencing up on the fields. We got some goals for the Little League soccer facility, and we finished our irrigation system as well. So we did that and took those partners in place. Once we had that in place, we also knew we needed to get the pavilion in place. And so thanks to the Lakin Foundation for what they came to us, we went to them, pitched the idea of having a family pavilion, and they came through with $336,000 on the pavilion. Along with that, we needed to raise some money to to close that gap from the Iowa Foundation grant. We also went out to some other individuals, and the Gutah family once again stepped up and donated another $46,000 for naming rights of the field. And so if you go to the next one, we went to that middle third of the project, and as you can see what was just on that one, we got the Little League field, we got the soccer field and flag football field in place, we got our gravel road there, and we have a little shed to where we ran our water infrastructure to. And that was all due to the partnerships that we had. If you could go to the next one as well. Those regional partners that we had, the local partners, the TS Bank and the Mick and Judy Gutah family field was named from that aspect. The next one as well, we have the Lakin Foundation Family Pavilion. We got the external structure of that put into place, and all those partnerships that we had along with the Iowa West Foundation gave us that opportunity to take step-by-step process through getting where we're at today. So we'll go to the next one. So as you can see here, in the years of efforts that we've put forth, it's been a grind. Okay, I won't lie to you, it's not easy. There's been a lot of nights that, you know, our board gets to the point of it's 9 o'clock and they're ready to spend time with their family, and all of a sudden, oh, we have a board meeting tomorrow. And so from 9 to midnight, they'll spend time working on getting things ready for our board meeting, so we're ready for that next step and that next phase. But this is a funding history of where we're at, and if you look at from that initial gift from the TS Bank in 2012, through the capital campaign of the generous people of Treynor that they gave us. We got some loan. We also sold 9 acres to Heartland Properties, the 9 acres on the north end of our complex, so that's 29 homes, as Mike mentioned earlier. We then also went to our phase 2 funding, which was that next set of funding that we got from the Iowa West Foundation, TS Bank, Mid-American Energy, and others throughout there. The Lakin Foundation grant as well. And then I'm going to speak about Destination Iowa here for a minute also. One of the values of having the land available to us gives us the opportunity. I don't know very many other communities. We sold 9 of our 63 acres, so we have 54 acres in the heart of our community that is solely earmarked for development. And it happened because of all these people. And the Vision Treynor Group really takes a lot of pride in being the stewards of that land. And we think that it's our responsibility to do it right when we do it. And so we have now an opportunity to partner with other individuals and bring them onto the land as tenants. And that's where the Destination Iowa grant. Mike had mentioned the Treynor Parks and Trails Board with Lisa and Wendy and Brooke and Andrew. We were able to collaborate with them to bring the splash pad, Tristan's Trailhead, and the Dexter's Dream Playground. We have a space carved out for that. We're continuing to work forward with that and collaborate through Destination Iowa. We applied for a $2.9 million grant. We got 31% of it. $800,000 between the city, the Vision Treynor Group, and the Treynor Parks and Trails Board. So that rounded us out to the project and where we're at now. So in total, since 2010, the efforts of the Vision Treynor Group and all of our partners have put in $2 million worth of assets into our community and 29 homes in that subdivision as well from the land we sold. So if you could go to the next one. So then people always say, well, what's next? What's next is another undertaking that we are taking advantage of and we're honored to be a part of. The Charles E. Lakin Foundation continues to be very generous with their donations for Southwest Iowa and the impact that they're going to have on Southwest Iowa. They made a large donation to the Community Foundation for Western Iowa for a Field of Interest Fund. They've identified the Vision Treynor Group as the 501c3 in Treynor that will work and execute along with the Community Foundation to carry out the mission and vision of the Charles E. Lakin Foundation and what that fund was set up for. So what that means is that there's $3.4 million parked in a fund at the Community Foundation for Western Iowa. It's not a grant. It's money available for the Vision Treynor Group in conjunction with the city to use. It's a low interest loan. We can create projects. Those projects, once created, we will run pro formas on them. We'll make sure that they cash flow to the point to where we can pay back the loan and replenish that fund so that it continue to go on through perpetuity with the efforts that we're making here. We're excited to announce, if you want to go to the next slide if you could, we're excited to announce, and Mike had mentioned it as well, the Vision Treynor Group is in the process of about 9 acres on the east side and 9 acres on the west side, additional housing, which was right along with the mission of the Lakin family to revitalize Southwest Iowa. That'll bring another 37 lots to our community. If you're doing the math, 37 and 29 in the last 5 years, that's going to put about 66 homes in our area to do that. Along with that, as you can see with this map, beyond the subdivisions, the partnership that we've had with the city, we granted 2 acres to put the road in. The city has gone through some amazing heavy lifting to make that happen. This road, ask a teacher, ask a parent that's trying to get their kid to school at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. This road is going to provide another thoroughfare to allow and take some pressure off of our four corners. In the city, with Alan's leadership, Mike's execution, and the city council's vision and what they've done to get that road put in, not only will it provide great thoroughfare, but it'll also provide great access to the subdivisions. We're grateful in the fact that they put that in it will allow us to sell more lots, and it'll also bring people down to the gathering place, which is the T for the Vision Treynor Group. So you can see in here also, we have 2 fields in place. We can do 3 more fields with another multi-purpose field. The Treynor Parks and Trails Board has about an acre of land carved out there for their project. We have other amenities within there as well, like maybe pickleball courts, maybe basketball courts, some other gathering places as well. But this is the vision that I think our board had in 2010. And you're starting to see that come to fruition through a lot of hard work by our board, a lot of partnerships within. And speaking of partnerships, I think that's the last slide that I have, if you want to go to that. We are humbled and grateful, okay? We never take for granted the opportunities that are afforded to us through our partnerships. Through the city of Treynor, they have been standing beside us fervently to make sure that we are continuing to get the help and support that we need with the Iowa West Foundation and the support that they've given us, the Lakin Community Foundation, the Community Foundation for Western Iowa, and like I had mentioned before, without the TS Bank and their grassroots interjection of money, this would have never happened. And so we are humbled and grateful and appreciative of everything that you guys have done for us as partners. And Debbie, we're grateful also as well to your organization as well. So thank you so much for that. I think that's it.
I love it when I see growth in Southwest Iowa, and we are seeing it in the community of Treynor. We're seeing it in a lot of different communities around Pottawatomie County, Mills County, getting out into some of the other areas as well. So well done to Vision Treynor. You've been doing some great work, and I look forward to continuing updates and seeing those houses going up. It's going to be a great new addition to Treynor. If you have a leak, a clogged drain, or if you're planning a big remodel, Waldstein Plumbing has you covered with fast, reliable service and expert craftsmanship, handling everything from small repairs to major installations. They take pride in doing the job right the first time, so if it's residential or commercial, big or small, visit waldsteinplumbing.com. Service Master Restore by Schmader knows it's hard to get back to normal when you've suffered serious property damage due to flooding, fire, or smoke, and that oftentimes can lead to mold. Service Master Restore by Schmader does mold remediation, and you need to know what you're dealing with, and they can help you do that. So get a hold of Cindy at 402-339-9911. Cindy will tell you she hopes you never need to call her, but when you do, you're sure glad you have it. 402-339-9911. That's Service Master Restore by Schmader. And Bambi's Green Acres Natural Market is serving Southwest Iowa and has been since 1997. Vitamins, supplements, essential oils, herbal remedies. She has food there. By the way, great food. I've gotten many different things there. It's organic, it's healthy, and it's just the thing you need. I actually have Celtic salt here in my pantry that I got right from Bambi's Green Acres Natural Market. She's located at 805 South Main Street in Council Bluffs. Bambi's Green Acres Natural Market, putting health in your hands. That's going to wrap up today's show. Just a couple of more days till Thanksgiving. Programming note, we will not have a show on Thursday, but we will be back on Black Friday with another episode. My name's Todd Studer. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.